how can you win the battle against social media misinformation if it takes you 1 hour to communicate formally? Something. Can someone ask Mike, why are we... Mike, but you can't keep us here without knowing what is going on.
I'm on standby. What they are doing in South.
But you are supposed to inform us, so that your colleagues know.
Sure. When I'm on standby, it means any time you take us.
No, but you tell us that you guys were on standby anytime. You can't keep us.
Sure.
What is the story, Mike?
putting in or it's supposed to be both.
So, as lawyers will still tell you that that was a correct statement. To say "or," then what does "or" mean? So you go to interpretation, then you find that "or" within the local context means phones as brought by her.
When she wins.
Yes. Article 7:1, read with. Tego bahale bantu muhyole. Tego mwale atayimi.
Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Good afternoon, countrymen and women and the youth of our beloved country, Zambia. Thank you for joining us from here, Petauke, where we have just witnessed announcement of by-election results that were held yesterday here in Petauke. There was also a by-election, parliamentary, like here in Pambashe, which has also been pronounced. We also had 2 local government by-elections in Mpongwe and also in Nalikwanda. So, our media engagement this afternoon, therefore, is anchored on 2 things. One, we want to give a reaction as a party in government and also as government to the just ended round of elections in this country. And also want to update the nation on actions that government is putting in place, past, present, and future, to curb irregularities and illegalities in the procurement and management of drugs and medicine supplies in our country. So, we begin with the elephant in the room. We have just witnessed a round of elections here in Petauke, in Pambashe, and the 2 local government by-elections as already alluded to. As government, we want to commend the citizens of Petauke, Pambashe, in Mpongwe and Nalikwanda for turning out to perform their civic duty of electing their representatives. We also want to commend the security agencies, the men and women in uniform, who have been working round the clock to ensure that elections were peaceful before, during, and after elections. For where we speak from here in Petauke, peace is reigning supreme. And like we had assured as government, that anybody who is going to violate the law in an attempt to breach the peace of our citizens the long arm of the law will take course. And so it is that you have seen that the security agencies have delivered on that score. President Hakainde Hichilema, where he is in Japan, has been monitoring these elections and is satisfied with the peace with which these elections have been conducted. This is in line with his commitment to uphold, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Zambia, thereby, by implication and application, ensure rule of law and order and peace in the nation. This is how it should be. Let me hasten now to congratulate our dear colleagues, the opposition, for scooping Petauke parliamentary by-election, here where we speak from. Their victory should be celebrated by all of us as citizens. Because whereas on the ticket the opposition has won, the real winner is democracy. Today is the answer to all of those who were saying the democratic space in Zambia is shrinking. Here is a highly contested by-election which has gone eventless, and the opposition has won. Democracy has won. We, as government, and also, if you allow me, in the state, as party in government, join our colleagues in the opposition in celebrating this victory. This is Democracy Day in Zambia. And all those who have been insinuating and asserting wrongly and forcefully that democracy in Zambia is shrinking, here's your answer. For those who were asserting that the ruling party were going to murder or rig elections, here is an election whose result speaks for itself. President Hakainde Hichilema is a missionary whose job is to ensure we improve our governance standing while focusing on our economic reform, economic recovery agenda for this country to improve the livelihoods of our people. Such is what President Hakainde Hichilema stands for. So, kudos to the opposition. We as government, we as party in government, wholly and unreservedly accept the decisions of the people. We accept the result of this Petauke by-election as representative of a people's wishes. And such is the environment we find ourselves, democratic. And in a democracy, you cannot expect as a ruling party to win every by-election, because then there will be no democracy. Democracy is about competition, and democracy is about having a robust and vibrant opposition, which has been lacking in the last 3 years. And today, as we mark this milestone of peaceful campaigns and electioneering in those 2 parliamentary by-elections and also 2 ward by-elections, we take heart in the knowledge that this particular by-election is a temporary setback for us as a ruling party. But it's also a wake-up call that there is much more work to be done. Yes, we have delivered free education, meal allowances to students at public universities, NAPSA, something, revitalization of mines, resuscitation of Kabwe, Ulungushi textiles, paying retirees who have been long-standing on queues for many years, if not a decade or more. Delivered CDF from 1.6 in 2021 to now almost 40 million. A lot has been achieved. Delivered FISIP, no glitches. Increased the maize floor price from 160 kwacha in 2021 to now 330. And with this farming season, we await what the Minister of Agriculture is going to advise us. Delivering almost or about 60,000 new jobs, mainly to the young people. Attaining debt restructuring. Yes, the list is endless. And President HH has delivered on his core mandate. Restoration of the rule of law, which is why we are here. Peaceful. Restoration of rule of law. President HH has delivered on his core mandate. But there is much more work to be done. And an election result like this one in Petauke is a reminder for us who have been graced with the privilege to be and to walk in the corridors of leadership that we must never relax, we must never feel comfortable. That is the lesson we pick from Petauke. Let me congratulate the voters in Pambashe for a well-deserved vote and result that the UPND has won. As government, we congratulate the UPND for winning in Pambashe. Again, like Petauke, Pambashe has resonated the will of the people. Congratulations to the two by-elections in Nalikwanda and Mpongwe. So out of 4 by-elections that were held yesterday, the UPND has won 3, and the opposition has taken 1. What else can we ask for other than to say this is democracy at its best? As government, we want to thank all the poor staff, those who played a role or another in the participation and ensuring that these particular by-elections became a success story that today we vouch to. President HH will ensure, and I do reiterate, his commitment to ensuring that Zambia remains united and peaceful. If there is something, one amongst many, that people of Zambia voted for in 2021, they voted for peace and unity and love. So this is it. And having been in the opposition for a long time, I'm mindful that we used to win by elections, particularly in areas which we had termed our strongholds. But that did not change or turn fortunes until the people of Zambia decided. So by-elections are a good litmus paper to begin to give pointers of where we are going. So assume that this was 2026. We would have now said that UPND would have won the general elections by 75%, because out of 100% of 4 by-elections, UPND has won 4. So this is it. And we would like to urge the opposition to use this seed to work even harder towards 2026. And free advice again, the earlier they identify a presidential candidate, the better. We need strong competition in 2026 so that the people have choice. There should be a bouquet or menu from which the citizens should sample as they franchise their right to vote. That's UPND. Now, let me come to a very substantive issue to do with government actions to deal with the past, present, and future irregularities and illegalities on the procurement and management of drugs and medicine supplies. Let me, colleagues, the media and the viewership around the country and beyond, indicate that under the esteemed leadership of His Excellency, President Hakainde Hichilema, the government of the Republic of Zambia has prioritized the health and well-being of our citizens. This commitment is evident in the substantial increase in the budgetary allocation for the procurement of medicines and medical supplies, rising from 900 million kwacha in 2021 to over 5 billion in 2025 national budget. This significant increase underscores our dedication, President Hakainde Hichilema's dedication to ensuring that every citizen has ease and equitable access to high-quality health care services and essential medicines. Since 2022, the availability of essential medicines has steadily increased, thanks to the strategic initiatives by the Zambia Medicines and Medical Supplies Agency, ZAMSA. Key measures that they have put in place that include procurement of 42,000 health center kits annually, bulk procurement of essential medicines through government-to-government agreements and partnerships with United Nations agencies such as UNICEF, UNFPA, and UNDP, as well as other multilateral organizations like USAID, CDC, and the Global Fund. The successful delivery of 52,000 health center kits by Mission Pharma and bulk procurements have elevated commodity availability levels to over 90% for primary healthcare facilities and around 80% for hospitals. At central warehouse level, ZAMSA is currently sitting at 70% stock availability levels, which is a World Health Organization recommended level. Furthermore, ZAMSA has established framework contracts with reputable suppliers to ensure a continuous supply of life-saving commodities, thereby empowering local business and fostering their growth. To sustain and build on these gains, the government has identified critical areas of procurement and distribution of health commodities that require urgent attention. This includes addressing recent procurement irregularities at ZAMSA to safeguard the processes and progress achieved following report of mismanagement. A forensic audit of ZAMSA was commissioned with the finding soon to be given out to the nation. Meanwhile, government has taken steps to overhaul the leadership at ZAMSA and initiated reforms to ensure integrity and efficiency in the procurement process. Despite the ongoing investigations, the 2025 procurement plan remains on track to secure drugs and essential medicines or commodities in a timely manner, with adequate funds allocated to support this governmental objective. Government would like to assure Zambians that your health remains a top priority for President HH and his administration. His administration will continue to ensure availability of safe medicines at all times. Let me address the issue of past actions. Investigations and audits. Comprehensive investigations and audits into ZAMSA's procurement processes have been initiated to identify malpractices and hold those responsible accountable. Suspension of officials. Key officials implicated in the irregularities have been suspended pending the outcome of those investigations. Legal actions. Legal proceedings have been initiated against individuals and companies involved in corrupt practices. Present actions and plans. Enhanced oversight. Strengthened oversight mechanisms are being implemented to ensure compliance with procurement regulations, including establishment of a dedicated task force to monitor activities in that sector. Transparency initiatives. Efforts to ensure and enhance transparency include publishing procurement plans and contract awards for public knowledge and scrutiny. Capacity building. Training programs have been conducted for ZAMSA staff to improve their knowledge of procurement laws and ethical practices. Future actions. Reforms. Comprehensive reforms will be undertaken to prevent future irregularities, including revising procurement policies and procedures. Technology or technological integration. Advanced technology solutions will be adopted to streamline procurement processes and minimize the risk of errors, corruption, and pilferage, and trade in influence. Public engagement. Continuous engagement with the public and stakeholders will ensure feedback is gathered and procurement processes remain fair and transparent. The government remains steadfast to its core mandate and commitment to restore public trust and confidence. in ZAMSA and ensure highest standards of integrity and accountability in the procurement and management of drugs and medical supplies in our country is attained and achieved. As government, we celebrate the peace that has characterized the just ended by-elections. This is as it should be. We don't look forward to another by-elections because they drain on the taxpayer.